Welcome back to CBS Sports HQ. The Big Three season comes to an end this weekend with the championship game on CBS on Sunday. 8-1 Bivouac taking on 7-2 Threes Company. Bivouac 2.5-point favorites as of Friday. It's Bivouac's first appearance in the title game. In fact, this is the best season they've ever had. They've never finished above 500 in any of their previous 4 seasons. This is the second Big Three title game for Threes Company. All right, let's welcome in our Big Three analysts to talk about this. Clyde, Drexler, Gary Payton, and Michael Cooper. The Glide, the Glove, and Koopaloop. Did I get that right, gentlemen?
You got it right. You got it right.
All right, I want to start by asking you guys just how amazing of a turnaround has this season been for Bivouac. Clyde, I'll start with you here. What are your thoughts on this turnaround?
Well, you know, the Big Three is just on fire this summer. The best professional basketball in the entire world, right? The best players, the best Hall of Fame coaches. And so our championship is in Boston this Sunday, and it's going to be a showdown, right? But you got 2 of the greatest coaches in the world here, Gary Payton, Michael Cooper, 2 great defensive minds as players, and just guys who know how to win. And so they're guiding their teams, and these are the best 2 teams because they've been the most consistent all season long. And so the culmination of having these 2 great teams in a championship is going to be on fire for the Big Three.
Well, you know, to answer your question, the Bivouac has been around for 4 years, and you know, I took over the team 2 years ago, Clyde.
2 years.
I took over the team 2 years ago. I was coming from the Three-Headed Monsters, where we had a lot of success, and I just wanted to try. Me and Clyde talked over the phone, and me and Clyde thought about it, and I said, Clyde, let me move to another team and see if I can make this team be successful and bring the league up a little bit. It took me just only 2 seasons to get this team to the championship and get them to change. And that's all I wanted to do. I just wanted to be a person who can help this league out. Me, Coop, we're not in here, and Clyde, not in here just to have fun and make money. We want to make it successful, and that's what we're doing. And for the Bivouac to be in the position that we're in right now, after 2 years, well, we never finished over 500, and now we're in a position to try to win a championship, is a great thing to do. I've been in the championship. It's going to be my 3rd time, and I haven't won it yet. And I'm trying to. This is going to be Coop's second. So me and Coop, one of us going to finally win it. And I don't know who's going to win it, but one of us going to finally win it. Well, somebody going to check something off their list. And so it's going to be whatever it is. So we're just having a great time, and we're going to have a ball in Boston.
Well, you know what, Gary hit it right. This is our second time Threes Company, and the joy of helping these young men and helping this league grow to where it has notoriety and respectability through the game of basketball has been the fun part for me. Bivouac, I know Gary, I know what they do, they know us, so it's going to be a very, very interesting and competitive game. And I think the joy about it that I get is after watching Gary's team is his motivating factor, the way that you can motivate his team to come out there and play every night, and that's what we're going to try to do.
Obviously, being a coach, you know, it's one of those things you go through a lot of emotions as you're kind of going through the game, especially a game like this where it's a championship game. We mentioned the spread off the top. Bivouac favored by 2.5, so it's going to be tight. So how do you see this game going, Gary? What kind of emotions do you think you're going to be going through here?
We're going to be going through a lot of emotions. We're going to be on the floor. A lot of people are going to have a lot of jitters in them, but once they get on the floor, it's going to be a lot different. I know Mike is just going to sit over there, and he's not going to say too much. Me and him are going to get our laughs and our get at each other right before the game. But as soon as we step on the floor, it's going to be serious. And then we're going to want to try to win a basketball game. But it's going to be tight. You know, we played earlier in the season, and it was tight. We only won by 2 points. And that's the favor, 2.5. And it's not going to be nothing different. I think we're going to be tick for tack. And I think whoever makes the mistake first and whoever doesn't be that one who gets some 50-50 balls and all that, they're not going to win. I think whoever does that and be the hustler and play great defense, I think that's what's going to happen. We just got to contain each other, and we'll see where the chips fall. And we don't know where it's going to fall, but we're going to have a great game.
My job is to keep our players from listening to Gary because he antagonizes our players. So I got to tell them, y'all concentrate on the game. Don't listen to him. So that's going to be the biggest key for me.
Clyde, how do you see this game going? As a neutral party.
Well, all I can tell you is you can see the camaraderie, but also the passion for competition. These guys love what they do. That's the reason they're the best in the world. And from the Big Three standpoint, Jeff Kornitz and Ice Cube, the founders of the Big Three, I don't think they knew exactly what they started 7 years ago. This is the best basketball in the world, played by the best players and coached by the best coaches in the world. And this is, if you're a Hoops fan, you want to be at the Big Three. This week in Boston, it doesn't get any better. And you can see why. These games, these guys are downplaying it. When you actually come to a Big Three event, you can see the passion and how hard these guys play. We allow hand checking in the Big Three, so the games defensively are phenomenal. And so that's what makes it so pleasing to watch.
And there's a lot on the schedule this week. It's not just the title game. We'll talk about that in a second. But I wanted to mention the league awards getting handed out. Threes companies. Michael Beasley was named the Big Three MVP. Gary, just how good has his season been?
You know what, Mike? Mike is incredible. He went into the NBA as one of the elite scorers coming out of college. And he has done it here. I'm just going to say this. Last weekend's game, unreal to me to see a guy like that with so much talent who can take over a basketball game and come back, because I didn't think Three's Company was going to win that game until they started picking it up in intensity at the end. And then all of a sudden Mike took the ball. I think he scored about 5 straight times in a row, and he had 32 and 16. That's incredible on a game that goes to 50, where you got 32 and 16 rebounds and nobody can do nothing with him. He raises, he elevates over it. This kid is a heck of a talent. He's a heck of a talent that can score the basketball. And when people say a scorer, he's a scorer. He does whatever it takes to get the ball through the hoop, and that's what he does. And he's got a great touch, and he knows the game and scoring. And he's just a phenomenal basketball, well deserving of winning the MVP.
Coop, what are your thoughts on him? Obviously, he's your players, and also what have you seen in him this season?
Well, Michael's an extraordinary player, special player for the Big Three, and I think he's a tough one-on-one guard. But I think Bivouac being the best defensive team, Gary's going to have something going on. So I put on the board last week for Mike was to be a willing passer. And I think that's what's going to have to happen here. And if our players are hitting shots, it's going to be difficult for them. So, but if they're not double teaming him, Gary's in for a long night because anything can happen. And I'm hoping it happens well for Three's Company in Boston.
Clyde, I love how they're getting just a little bit into the talk there, right? Just a little bit into it. Even when we're talking about awards, there's still a little bit of that trash talk going in there.
That's all we have left now in our careers. We can just talk about it. We can't do anything about it.
Well, Bivouac's Corey Brewer took home Defensive Player of the Year honors. What was it in his game that really set him apart here, Michael?
Well, you know what? Corey's a phenomenal player as well with NBA experience. And I think the way their team is set up, this team is 6'7" and up. And they can switch everything. They can play the way that they want to play. They play aggressive. Like Clyde says, there's hand checking. Our game is very physical. So that's what makes him such an awesome player. And we're going to have to be very, very cautious of him out on the court. Can't have frivolous plays. You can't mishandle the basketball because if you do, they turn those into points.
Gary, he's your guy. What have you seen from him?
Well, I've seen me and him. I've seen what he does. All he does is he hustles. He creates a lot of havoc. He dives after basketball. Big guys who are big try to go up there and dunk on him. He blocks his shot. And if you're careless around him, he's going to take the basketball from you. And that's what I do. And then he's got a guy next to him in Garland Green who plays the same way like him. And people don't really talk about Garland. And Garland is a pretty good basketball player. And that's what we do. We just help. We switch everything. We stay in front of people. We get offensive rebounds. We get rebounds. And then once we get rebounds, we punish people. And you know what Coop just said. But Coop got to understand, I don't think Beasley going to beat us by himself. You know what I'm saying? We got 5 guys that can go. So if they don't have to hit shots against us, and we can give Beasley 30, if he don't score 50, we going to score 50. So you know what I'm saying? That's what I say. That's what I say.
The USA men's 3-on-3 team didn't have much success this past Olympics, didn't medal. If you guys had to pick a 3-on-3 team to rep the USA, I want to know who's on it, who's the best fit. Clyde, I'm going to start with you here.
Well, first of all, it's a travesty. Whoever put that team together need their ass kicked. That's the first problem. And I'm not going to even sugarcoat that. The Big Three is the best professional 3-on-3 league in the world. Why wouldn't they come to us and say, hey, let's formulate a team that can win an Olympic gold? That would have been so easy, guys. Am I right?
Right.
You're right.
Exactly.
I mean, to not even call us or not use any of our guys, I don't even know what that's about. But it shouldn't be allowed in this country. So, I mean, we got about 12, 15 guys. We can pick 3 of them. We got great players in the Big Three. And all them teams you put together from the Big Three would have won an Olympic gold. Instead, we had guys that looked like they just came from the YMCA. It's like, come on, man, this is professional basketball. Why don't we have our best?
And that's what the Olympics are about, is putting your best players and bring your best athletes over there to perform to win a gold or to win a medal. And I think here at the Big Three, we could have put 4 players, because you only could play 3, but you got to have a 4th player, could go over there and be as competitive as what we've had the last 2 years.
And I just really think they understand what happened and how we didn't get a medal or anything, and this is becoming a big sport. I think the next in the LA games, I think they're going to go to it. I think they're going to go and see that they need better players like we do on a 5-on-5 game. We had to bring back all our great players to compete this year. And I think that they're going to do the same thing. I think they understand they made a mistake. They're going to be okay. They're going to get basketball players that can be able to compete. And I think they're going to do that in the 2028 games in LA.
All right, well, the Big Three Championship is coming up Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. It's not just the championship game as well. I mean, we've got Gary Payton and Michael Cooper facing off against each other, as you just heard there, already talking it up in terms of their players. It is a packed 2-hour slate beginning at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We get the celebrity game and then the All-Star game ahead of the championship, and it's underway Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.